Spring football has come and gone, but it's time to take stock of where the SEC stands from top to bottom. You can read my full power rankings from 1 to 14 on the Athletics website or on our app. But for right now, let's take a look at the top 5 where there's a ton of intrigue. Georgia and Alabama both have new quarterbacks. Alabama has 2 brand new coordinators, and LSU, meanwhile, is lurking after winning the West last year. So let's get started. At number 1, we have the Georgia Bulldogs, 2-time defending national champions, and don't be surprised if they make a very serious run at a three-peat in 2023. Carson Beck seemingly sees control of the opportunity to replace Stetson Bennett at quarterback. They still, of course, have Brock Bowers, but most importantly, they've added a pair of starting SEC receivers from the transfer portal. Mississippi State's Ra Thomas, Missouri's Dominic Lovett. Don't be surprised if the defense takes a step forward, too, from last year. Number 2, it's not Alabama, it's LSU. The Tigers have 2 winning SEC quarterbacks, led by, of course, Jaden Daniels, who will be on the outside of the Heisman race to start the season. But don't overlook Garrett Nussmeier as well, who played fantastically in the SEC championship game last year when Daniels got hurt. Edge rusher Harold Perkins, he might be a Heisman candidate as well on the defensive side of the ball. And, of course, Mason Smith, All-American defensive tackle. He's back after missing most of 2022. LSU might not be as talented as Alabama from top to bottom, but they have a lot more star power and a lot more experience. And, hey, who won the West last year? It wasn't Alabama. Give me LSU at number 2. At number 3, we have Alabama. The Crimson Tide are talented, of course. That's what happens when you recruit number 1 classes over and over and over again. But they lack a lot in experience. They got a lot to prove on the offensive line. But the biggest question mark, of course, is quarterback. They add Tyler Buckner from Notre Dame. We'll see if he actually wins the job over Ty Simpson and Jalen Milroe, who apparently didn't inspire a lot of confidence this spring. But is he a magic bullet? I'm not sure. The Tide, they'll be fine. But are they better than LSU? I don't think so. Certainly not better than Georgia. We'll see if they can prove that on the field come fall. At number 4, we have Tennessee. Don't expect a down year after the Vols finally had a breakthrough year in year 2 under Josh Heupel. No Hendon Hooker, no Cedric Tillman, and of course no Jalen Hyatt. But the Vols still have plenty of weapons. Joe Milton will take things off at quarterback. And of course, they've got new faces at receiver that can still be productive. And that's huge for a team that lives off of its offense. Brew McCoy returns. Oregon transfer Dante Thornton. Look out for him. And, of course, on the defensive side of the ball, BYU transfer Keenan Peely. A big-time guy adds to the defense, gives them a big upgrade at linebacker. The Vols might not be as good as last year, but still a very good team and an offense that you always have to account for and can keep the Vols in just about any game. At number 5, I need to see a little bit more from Texas A&M. So my number 5 team, Ole Miss. The Rebels returned quarterback Jackson Dart, added a couple big portal pickups at the position as well. In Spencer Sanders from Oklahoma State, he's got a lot of experience. And Walker Howard from LSU, a 5-star, very promising young player. Zach Evans is gone, but Quinshon Judkins, he's a sleeper for the Heisman Trophy at running back. He might have a massive, massive year in this offense. They like to throw it down the field, but this is still an offense built around the run game. The Rebels are hopeful that new defensive coordinator Pete Golding, they took him over from Alabama, can help shore up a defense that ranked 48th nationally in yards per play last season. We'll see what the Rebels have to do in a year that, hey, they're just happy to keep Lane Kiffin around, fought him off from Auburn, and now they're thinking big things. If you want to see the rest of our rankings, go to theathletic.com. You can see the link in the description. We've got plenty of coverage of the entire sport of college football, but of course, you'll see where we're ranking the rest of the SEC from 6 to 14 and a little bit more on my 1 to 5 team.